Hi, my name is Mark Little. I'm the Managing Director of the Frank Hawkins Kenan Institute of Private Enterprise here at UNC-Chapel Hill. And I'm also really excited to be the co-chair of the 2019 Black Communities Conference. The full name of the conference is Black Communities, a Conference for Collaboration. And we've really tried to have the name of the conference reflect the goal of the conference, which is to increase collaborations between academics at universities across the United States and beyond, and Black communities defined broadly from historic Black communities to communities in larger cities, and to communities that may exist not in a geographic sense. And so before I tell you really about what we're hoping to achieve at the conference, just give you a quick bit of background. The conference is a culmination of a partnership between a lot of different units here at UNC-Chapel Hill and other universities because we all recognize that there was a large gap between the opportunities that universities presented to communities and Black communities specifically taking advantage of those types of partnerships. And so those types of partnerships can be in the public health space, in architecture, but the ones that we're really interested in are in the space around business and economics. And so I'll talk a little bit more about how we've really built the conference to try to capitalize on those types of connections. So first, talk a little bit about tourism development. So in my work here at the Institute, I've had the opportunity to work with many communities across North and South Carolina on using their culture and heritage for tourism purposes. Interestingly, in a lot of Black communities, there's a lot of room to go in this arena. Specifically, one example is the Gullah Geechee community in North Carolina, primarily South Carolina, but then also reaches down into Georgia and Florida. So these are communities that were created during slavery in the United States, but have persisted as distinct cultural groups that have a lot to offer really the world. But a lot of the tourism development that's happened in the coast in South Carolina has really bypassed these communities. And so there's a great opportunity for the conference to allow connections amongst those communities, but also understand the resources that universities like UNC and others have to those communities as they're thinking about being more proactive about how they can take advantage of those opportunities. Another area which really reaches far beyond this geographic location is around tech and tech development. So if anyone is following tech, you know that the sector is not very diverse. A lot of the large companies that are involved in tech are very focused on this right now. And so it really creates an opportunity for other people, more diverse people that reflect actually the population of the planet that we live on and the country that we live in, to get involved in tech development. And so while our conference has a very broad focus, there's a lot happening here in Durham to connect entrepreneurs in the tech space with resources. And so we have a distinct track at the conference that's really focused on that. And so how can Black entrepreneurs, both young and old, who are interested in tech from all different angles, not just as inventors, get involved in these developments. Third area that really resonates with things that the Institute is specifically interested in is around investment. So interesting thing is really a number of people have been talking about recently is the opportunity to connect resources, dollars, to opportunities across the African diaspora. So not just within North America, but really between Africa, the Caribbean, North America, Europe, and other places where the African diaspora exists. And so we're really excited about that part of this too. Whether it's a business that is in West Africa that is looking for investors, how do we connect dollars that may exist here in the United States to that business, but also vice versa. Layered on top of all these opportunities to educate communities and businesses about things that are happening is connecting that to research. And so one of the things that the conference is really designed to do is build research collaborations. And how that operates can happen in a couple of different ways. One thing that we're doing new this year for this conference is creating collaboration workshops that are going to occur at the conference itself. So the conference is September 9th through 11th, 2019. It's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And on the Wednesday, we'll have dedicated space for people who have met at the conference, ideally members of communities or people who are starting businesses and researchers, to come together and start talking about how they might collaborate. The way these collaborations will end up looking will vary depending on the type of research and activities that folks are interested in, but we've been very proactive about designing the conference in a way that facilitates those types of collaborations and connections. The 2018 conference that we hosted also here in Durham, North Carolina last year, we followed up on some of the collaborations that were created during that conference through surveys and we had an event between the two conferences to understand how these collaborations had come together. And so we'll be doing that as well. And we're excited to support the research partnerships that the conference generates. Thanks for listening. To learn more, please check out my blog post, or you can also check out the conference webpage, blackcommunities.unc.edu.